Greetings, brethren. We are from High 2C, Group 6, and I'm Austin.
And I'm Amos.
I'm Clayton. I'm Luigi.
We're here to discuss how to find the height and length of indirect measurement.
To make things short, indirect measurements are measuring obstacles that are impossible to measure directly.
Later, I will discuss a method on how to find the height of a tall object.
While Amos and I will discuss about a method on the length of an obstacle that cannot be crossed. Here are ways as to which can help you find the lengths and heights when you travel that might just save your life.
Oh no! How can I measure the distance between the fence of this patio to the window of the classroom? It may be impossible to measure.
Have no fear, the cool cap method is here.
Cool cap method.
What we personally call as the cool cap method consists of materials that will be used to determine the length of an obstacle that cannot be crossed. But this time, all you need is a cap or a visor. Any cap would do, however, it will be much easier for the edge of the cap to be flat because you will have to align and position it to flat areas. The objective of this method is to estimate the width of a river or an obstacle you cannot cross. These steps are very easy to learn, however, one must be approximate to get accurate results. So first, stand at the very edge of the patio ledge directly facing the window of the classroom. Adjust the position of your head so that the very edge of the window of the classroom is aligned to the very edge of your visor. Changing the position of your head, turn away from the edge of the patio ledge until you face dry land, which you could walk. Try to visually mark the last thing or spot that the visor doesn't cover. You could ask a teammate or friend to position himself on that spot. Mark the person point P. Now that it's aligned, count the number of spaces until you reach point P. Clayton and Luigi will discuss the congruencies and the equations.
Now, we're finding the distance of the patio fence through the cool cap method. But since we can't pass through because there's a big ditch, so we have to measure the other side. So a groupmate is on the other side with the same eye level. So we measured 7 paces away from Austin. So in here, so on the other side, there's also 7 paces. So finding the distance of the patio fence is the paces, which is 7, times the pace factor, 7 times 0.68 equals to 4.76 meters or 476 centimeters.
So, this is me. I have the straight angle, and when I'm wearing a cap, it is the same angle as it is the same perspective rather as the fence and my group mate. So, it is SAS property because this is me and this is since it's exactly the same perspective, the angles sides are both the same and the angles are both the same. So it's triangle FMS is congruent to triangle GMS, which is the SAS property.
Oh no! How am I measuring the height of that flagpole? It's too tall, it's impossible to reach it.
Have no fear. The pretty pen method is here.
Pretty pen method.
All you need for the pretty pen method is a pen. The objective of this method is to estimate the height of a tall object using a pen. We will be using paces to determine the height of the tall object. Keep the pen upright or parallel to the object whose height you're estimating. Your arm should be parallel to the ground. Walk forward or backward until the pen and the object are of the same height to your eyesight. In other words, until the top of the pen coincides with the top of the object and the bottom of the pen coincides with the bottom of the object. Measure the distance between that certain point and the base of the tall object by walking towards it and counting steps. Now, Austin will help you find the equations and solve them.
Okay, so today I shall talk to you about the pretty pen method. Using the pretty pen method, we shall determine the height of the flagpole. But first, let us represent the height of the flagpole as x. So the pretty pen method is basically x over length of pen equals paces times space factor over length of arm. Let us represent the length of pen as 0.14 meters, since it is 0.14 meters, equals 51.8 meters. How we got 51.8 meters is because we had 74 paces and our pace factor was 0.7. So 74 times 0.7 is equal to 51.8 meters. Okay. Over the length of arm, which is 0.67 meters or 67 cm. So using this, it'll become 0.67x equals 7.252 meters. Or then if you simplify it, it'll become x equals 10.82 meters.
Using the pretty pen method, we tried to find out, we related this method with finding out similar and congruent triangles. So as you see here, this is the pen, and we positioned it so that the pen shall be parallel to the flagpole. After you make this parallel, it then creates an imaginary similar triangles. And you can see this is the right angle and this is another right angle. So we can say that this triangle ABD is similar to triangle CBD with the through the AA postulate.
Now that you know the methods in finding the measurements of indirect objects and obstacles that you cannot cross, try it out yourself.
This is a very useful tool in everyday life if you're going to construct something or do anything innovative to do.
We hope that you were able to understand our explanation and use it in real life. Thank you for listening.
Happy learning till dawn.
Thank you for listening.